Hello everybody, and welcome to another video by Brian's Firewood. Today we are working on our MT100. We're going to do a simple oil change on it today. It's a little early for the oil change on the hours, but today's a rainy day, so we're going to go ahead and do it and get it out of the way. Never hurts to do an oil change a little bit early. The first thing you want to do, which I've already done, is you want to lift your loader itself up in the air and install these safety latches. They just latch over the hydraulic cylinder to keep it from coming down. The next step is to drain the oil, which is there's a hose in behind this plate right here. Take that bolt out, and you'll be able to find the hose to it. That bolt is a 9/16, which we have located over here with a socket. And you just simply undo this, and it's easily accessible to drain the oil on it. Right there. You just pull this out just a little bit, and you have to take this cap off, and then the oil will drain out of it. We use these two crescent wrenches to put on here to loosen it. We went ahead and already did it, so it's loose. Like I said, and all you do is pull that cap off and put you a little tub under here to drain the fluid in. But you get your little container here to drain the oil out of, and you want to unscrew this cap. And the oil will come out slowly at first until you go, and you need to lift up your hood. Lift up your hood, and you can latch the hood in place. And you want to go ahead and take the filler cap off the top side of the engine. It's on there tight. There we go. And that it will allow it to vent and drain out. But like so. Like I said, it'll take it a few minutes to drain. It drains pretty slow. We're gonna let it drain for a little bit, and we'll be right back. We can go ahead and access the oil filter. It's on the, if you're looking at the front of the machine, it would be on the right side. There's a bolt here that you just want to loosen, and then there's a knob here to hand loosen. And you just loosen that. Just a little bit, and then get your ratchet. It's actually a 1/2 inch. I've got the 9/16 on it. Yeah, 1/2 inch. All you gotta do is loosen it, and then this plate here will slide. Sometimes it's easier to just take the whole plate off, and that may be what I wind up doing here. I think I'll just take the whole plate off. And just make sure you don't lose this little spacer right there. You can take that off. And then right there is your oil filter. You will need this oil filter wrench to loosen it. It can be a booger because it's not in a very good location as far as I'm gonna have to set my phone down and I'll be right back. All right, we're back now. I was able to get the oil filter loose. We actually ended up using this screwdriver to punch through the filter to get it to start. I wasn't able to get a good enough grip with the space allowed for a actual filter wrench to get it off. This is the second time I changed the fluid on this machine. The first time I had to do the exact same thing. I thought maybe it was just for the simple fact it came from factory and they had it on a little too tight, but I guess not. I'm gonna have to try to figure something out the next go around so I don't have to keep using a screwdriver to put a hole in the filter every time I change this. But anyway, just unscrew it from there by hand. And I just dropped the filter. Somewhere down in here. I will be right back after I get this filter dug out. All right, we are back. I was able to dig the Kubota oil filter out of there. We use the Kubota oil filters instead of the bobcat filters, just a simple fact that we run grasshopper lawnmowers for residential and commercial mowing also, and our diesel mowers have the exact same engine in them as this MT100, so we have plenty of oil filters in stock, and we just have always ran the Kubota filters on the Kubota engines. But anyway, the next step would be to grab the new filter. And we always spread a little bit of oil over that seal, fresh oil, just to kind of freshen it up a little bit. We do that with our little 5-gallon pail of Rotella diesel engine oil. We'll run some oil through the line, just so it get it primed here. And then we will set this up here like so, grab this and just let some oil run out into there, and then use our finger to kind of just spread some oil over that O-ring. So then once you do that, I'm gonna wipe my hand off a little bit, get the oil off of it. You can screw the filter back into place on the filter housing, which is located right there. It just screws into place. You want to make sure that this little wire here, you don't pinch it. It's kind of a pain to get started, but once you get started, it went pretty easy that time, but last time it didn't go so easy whenever I was doing this. But I always just hand tighten them, and then they'll seal up a little bit once the engine warms up. You want to make sure your hand's free of any oil when you do this, because then you ain't going to get it quite as tight. There we go. There's that. Once you do that, I always leave the cover off of it, and once I get fresh oil back in the machine, I'll check that filter to make sure it's not leaking. But anyway, you can see our engine oil is still draining. So once that gets done draining, we will be back to finish the video. All right, welcome back everybody. Now that our oil has fully drained, we're going to install our cap back on the oil drain line. And go ahead and tighten that back up. Push it back in. And install the plate back. Now there's a little groove down here. You want to make sure this lines up in it. We're going to take and wipe the little bit of oil that we got on this off. Just kind of clean this plate up a little bit. So just make sure you get it down in that groove. I have to clean up around here a little bit. Get it to go back in properly. This machine is used in the mud all the time, so it gets a little dirty. This line's kind of holding us up a little bit here. Something is hanging it up. Originally thought it was that oil drain, but now we're going to tighten it up. right, now that we got that done, we're gonna go ahead and refill it with Rotella 15W40 engine oil, which we have right over here. Put that in there like that. I don't know exactly how much oil this holds, probably somewhere about that 4.5 quart range, I think, on these 3-cylinder Kubota D902 engines, somewhere in that ballpark. We'll do several pumps, and then we'll check it with the dipstick and see where we're at. Alright, we're going to get us a shop towel here and go ahead and check it with the dipstick. As you can see, we're in the safe zone, but we need to go a little bit further to get it completely full. So we're going to do a few more pumps. They're right at the full mark. We'll go ahead and pull our oil fill out of there, stick it back in our bucket, put our engine oil fill cap back on. And that's how you change the engine oil on an MT100. I am going to go ahead. We're going to start this machine up and run it for a few minutes. Make sure the oil filter's not leaking on it, and make sure that the engine oil light here goes away. It went away. There's the engine oil filter. Just kind of checking to make sure it's not leaking. There is a little bit of oil down in there. I want to want to clean up from taking the oil filter off, but I'll do that right after the video is over. I don't see any major leaks with the oil filter, so that's pretty well be all right. Now we're going to put our plate back on. But anyway, that's I still need to put the bolt in that, but I've got it laying over here. I'll do that here in just a few minutes. But anyway, that's how you change the engine oil on an MT100 Bobcat with the D902 engine in it. So that pretty well sums that up. So thank you and have a good day.